Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm here to do a tag and I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. And I'm so excited to do this because I've watched this tag for years and it's one of my favorite tags, and to finally be able to do it myself is super exciting. So here we are. So the first question for this tag is the best book you have read this year. And for me, that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I've read a lot of really great books this year, but this just really stood out to me. I just was so captivated by the world and I've read it so fast. I read it like in a day. If you have it on your shelves and you've been meaning to pick it up, I highly recommend you do so. I just thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. The second question for this tag is, what is the best sequel you read this year? And for this, I have two that's part of the same series, and that is Golden Sun and Morning Star, which is the sequel to Red Rising. I love this series. It is one of my favorite series, and these books were honestly the contenders for the best book of the year. I don't know. They might be. I can fit them in here, so I did. But these are absolutely incredible. I had read Red Rising a few years ago when it first came out, but I never continued on with the series, so I reread it this year and then I continued on, and I'm so glad I did so. Question 4, you have to name your most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I have two. Okay, so the first one I have is the next book in the Red Rising saga, which is Dark Age. I'm also really looking forward to the final book in the Nevernight Chronicles, which is Dark Dawn. I'm so excited, especially for Dark Dawn. I'm so scared for it. I'm gonna reread Nevernight and God's Grave before, so yeah, I'm so hyped for them. Biggest disappointment is King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. I didn't hate this book. This wasn't a bad book. I did give this book 4 stars out of 5, so it got a really good rating. I just was very highly anticipating this. I reread Six of Crows and then read A Crooked Kingdom for the first time and reread the entire Grisha trilogy all in anticipation for this, and it was really disappointing. I really didn't like the ending. I didn't like the twist. It's not my kind of twist. Yeah. The next question is, name your biggest surprise, and for me this was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I had this book for a really long time. I do a lot of my book buying from secondhand bookshops or op shops, which is what we call charity shops here in Australia. Mostly op shops. I do a lot of my book buying, and sometimes I just pick up books that I'm kind of half-hearted interested in. I used to do it a lot. Most of the time these are really popular books, or well-known books, and this is definitely one of them. And so I picked this up kind of thinking, yeah, maybe one day I'll read it, and it's literally taken me years, and I'm so glad I finally did because I actually really enjoyed this. I don't really read murder mysteries or thrillers, but I really want to get into it more, especially after reading this. I really enjoyed this, and it was a surprise. I wasn't anticipating to enjoy this as much as I did, and I was really surprised by how fast I read it. So I'm definitely going to continue on the series and explore the genre more because I think it's something I could really get into. The next question is favorite new author, and unfortunately I was looking through all my books that I've read, and most of the books I've read this year are from authors that I know. However, I am in the middle of one book who I think the author is going to be a new favorite of mine, or she already is from what she's done so far in this book, so I'm going to include it. And that is Becky Chambers, the author of The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I am currently halfway through this and I am loving this so much. I love what Becky Chambers is doing and how much discussion that she's including into her world. She's really playing with race and gender and culture and all these different dynamics, and she does it in a really thought-provoking way and a way that really flows naturally with the story. I really appreciate authors who are able to incorporate such discussion to make things really thought-provoking in their work, and that's definitely what she's done. I'm really loving what she's doing, and I think she's gonna, I haven't finished this, but I can already tell she's a new favorite author, and I'm gonna go read all her books. The next question is newest fictional crush. I don't really get crushes anymore. If I had to choose, I would choose Darrow from Red Rising. I find him to be such an endearing character, and just the struggles he goes through about being so divided about wanting to do the right thing for his people, but also coming to understand the people who've oppressed him and coming to befriend and love these people as well. He's just such a wholesome character. I just love him. And the next question is newest favorite character. I could go with Darrow again for this because I did really love him. I'm going to include a different character. I just finished reading Strange the Dreamer the other day, and I am currently reading for the first time Muse of Nightmares, and I love Mina. Her character is so interesting and so well developed and so unique too. And yeah, she's a new favorite. I'm not going to go into too much details in case of those who haven't read it, but she's very interesting. The next question is to name a book that made you cry, and I know this series is coming up a lot in this video, but it was definitely Morningstar. I was ugly crying in this, like, oh my god. This whole series was like such an emotional roller coaster ride, but particularly this book, one of my favorite characters died, so yeah. The next question is a book that made you happy, and that was After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I wasn't expecting this to make me happy, but it really did. I really loved how much the family was included in this story, and it ended up being such a feel-good book. It definitely wasn't like that at the beginning of the story, as it does follow a couple who have decided to take a break from their marriage. It ended up being a very light-hearted story, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't the happiest of books, but it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So there is a question about your favorite movie adaptation, and I don't think I've seen any this year. I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm definitely actually really looking forward to The Goldfinch. That has been adapted, and the trailer was released a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's coming out in September. So yeah, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I'm definitely really looking forward to that. But other than that, I don't think I've seen any, or there's any others that I'm really looking forward to. Could be wrong. I'm not sure. This question is the most beautiful book you've brought this year. It's a tie between a couple of books. First one I have is The Shadow Glass by Rin Beko. I just love the covers for this series. I think they are absolutely stunning. This is their third book in the Bone Witch trilogy, if you did not know. The other book I really like is this special edition of Eleanor Oliphant. I also have The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is like a retelling of Achilles, but I think it's from the women's perspective, and I think it takes place after the events of the Trojan War and what happens to the women. But just this cover, I just love it so much. Okay, so the last question on this tag is, what are the books that you need to get to before the end of the year? And all of them. There are so many I want to get to before the end of the year. Wish me luck, because I'm going to need it. But I do have 2 videos on my channel, one of them being 10 books I want to read this year, and one of them is series I want to read this year, so I'll have them linked so you can check them out to see what kind of books I want to read. But yeah, that is it for this tag. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know some of your answers to the questions on this tag. I would really love to know, and I hope you're enjoying whatever you're currently reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye!